from our Leigh Studios in Burbank, California, it's The Learning Show. On the show tonight, Wayne Munyer and Rafael Rivera of PIHRA. And now, your host, Leigh Gregory.
Yes, you're all here. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dukes and Duchesses of Workplace Development and all who benefit from your benevolent ministrations, I welcome you to The Learning Show. I'm your host, Leigh Gregory. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know what? I'm so happy I could slide down a rainbow into a milkless barrel of Lucky Charms. Yellow half moons, green clovers, pink hearts. Now, you may ask, what is the source of my filigree of glee? Well, this is the next installment of the ELCE 13 and the California HR Conference. And we've got a great show for you. Like Darren said, our guests tonight are Wayne Munyer and Rafael Rivera from PIHRA. Yes, indeed, fair villagers, indeed. Now, we've got a lot of learning landscape to cover, so let's move things along. Are you ready to invigorate that pate? All right, let's do it. But first, fresh news. You know it's not breaking, but you're certain it's fresh. My top story, failing leaders. I'm shocked, appalled, and awed to the quick. And you know why? I touched on this subject in an earlier episode of The Learning Show, and it hasn't been corrected. It's been 3 months. What's the delay, people? Anyway, I've been so intrigued by this dilemma that I recently embarked on a journey to learn more about the phenomenon. But along the way, I ran out of the valuable provisions of energy and time. And just when I was about to lose hope, I stumbled upon a training industry exclusive by Dr. Tasha Eurich. Why are leaders failing, she asks. Well, I don't know, Dr. Tasha. That's why I'm meeting you. Anyway, she tells it in the form of a story about a leader named Mark. The good doctor lays out the scenario that Mark's company's stock price has dropped by 65%. And since Mark is the president of the company's largest division, he's going to have to turn things around. Now, he's a smart guy and he's up to the challenge, but he's got one problem. Everybody in the organization hates him. Yeah, I mean at a gutular level. I mean, like talking down to his hair follicles. You get the picture. And you know why? The guy's created a horrible environment. You know, that stuff happens, doesn't it? Horrible environment created by our leaders. Interesting. So the question Dr. Tasha raises is, how could such a distasteful Neanderthal have risen to such a level of success while leaving a trail of dead bodies in his wake? And why didn't he know he was actually failing? Now, the scary part of this story is that Mark's little tale isn't that uncommon. And it's definitely an article worth reading for yourself, but I can titillate your need for gore by sharing the following info. First off, a recent study from the Center for Creative Leadership found that 50% of managers are ineffective. That's 50%. Imagine what training leaders must be thinking after all this leadership development. I mean, a lot of this goes on, folks. 50% ineffective. Now, here's another interesting thing. Successful leaders are proficient at two things: treating people well and getting results. They're not mutually exclusive. Now, there are two assumptions that usually limit leaders. One of those is that leaders are born, not made. Wrong. It's the other way around. And also, a recent study showed that up to 70% of leadership is learned. So we should probably remember that. But 20% of C-level executives believe that leadership is born, and 28% believe that it's equally born and made. And you know what? This is scary, folks, because the reality is that any skill worth learning should be practiced daily. You can't will your way into expertise. So let's please get with the program. Let's produce some effective leaders that make our workplaces wonderful and productive for these hardworking people out there. Can we get that done, please? Excellent. Okay, next up, our interviews with Wayne Munyer and Rafael Rivera of PIHRA. The Professionals in Human Resources Association, or PIHRA, is dedicated to continuous enhancement of human resources through networking, learning, and advocacy. They serve the human resources industry with 16 locations in the counties of Los Angeles, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura. As the largest affiliate of SHRM, the Society of Human Resources Management, PIHRA represents more than 3,500 individual members from over 2,500 organizations. So here's my interview with President of PIHRA, Wayne Munyer.
We provide many things. If you go to our website, there's good resources there, and in fact, we're in the process of revamping that website.
Okay.
But geographically, we cover 5 counties. And so we have a large, diverse area, so it's kind of hard to be able to go to each area. But if you're a member of PIHRA, you can go to any one of those locations. You know, if I'm in an area, if I'm in a Glendale area, Burbank area, if I want to go to Riverside, if I want to go to Orange County, your membership basically pays for those kind of training events on a monthly basis. We have training events. We bring outsourced people come in as speakers on certain subjects, whatever the hot subjects are for that particular time. Obviously, healthcare reform is a big hot button right now for everybody. It's kind of toned down a little bit, but it's still a hot button.
Yes.
But we just provide training opportunities for that. But part 2 of that is that we also like to have fun.
There you go.
I'm big on levity. Levity in the workplace is a big thing, and it's important. I encourage all the members to have that, because if you don't have fun, then you shouldn't be in HR. So.
Right. There you go.
But why I say that, because we also have like network events, like they call them mixers, is the term they use now.
Yeah.
They got mixers, and basically we have them at places where we would normally have our normal meetings, like a amusement park or something like that, or things like that.
That's right.
And so anyway, so we've been doing that more lately, and it's actually drawing more people. And we usually have a speaker there that talks about a subject, but a very short message, and just get his point across, whatever it may be. But then we can just network and talk and have a good time and spend time together that way. So that's been a good tool that we've used lately for bringing people in, members and non-members alike. So it's for everybody.
Oh, it is?
It is for everybody, yeah. All PIHRA meetings are for everybody. If you're not a member, our goal before you walk out that door is that you become one.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so PIHRA member, obviously there's difference in what the costs are. If there's a member fee and there's a non-member fee. And,
of course, that makes sense.
But for $125 a year, plus your one-time $25 processing fee, you get the membership. And it's renewed every year, but you got the website and everything there are tools out there for you. I mean, resources other than the website. You have the meetings, we have mid-year legal updates, we have annual legal updates, and we have this annual conference. And so we got a lot of opportunities for learning is a big piece of what we like to do.
How about that? Exciting stuff all around. With more perspective on PIHRA and their mission, here's Executive Director Rafael Rivera.
We are SHRM's largest affiliate, serving the greater Los Angeles area, so 5 counties, LA, Orange, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Ventura counties.
Excellent.
We like to build those relationships through our local affiliates. We have 16 locations.
Okay.
And we offer about 200 continuing education programs and networking events per year.
Oh, wow. So, an HR professional could continue their certification or renew it through courses that you offer? Is that how that?
Yeah, our courses at the local level will range from 60 minutes to 2 hours. And then the organization, the headquartered events are half-day or multi-day programs like this year's conference.
You've got some exciting keynote speakers here. So you guys are killing it. Who's here?
Today we had Liz Weissman, and she
Liz.
talked to us about her book, Multipliers.
That's right.
I think I could identify myself as idea guy.
Yeah, you're the
Which that's not a good thing.
I know.
Tomorrow we have Tom Kalinske. He's a former CEO of Sega and I also believe Mattel.
Oh, okay.
We have Stedman Graham. He's
Stedman Graham.
businessman, leadership guru. He's got several books out there.
Yeah.
And Chris Van Gorder, CEO of Scripps in San Diego.
Okay. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So if you were going to, if you wanted to speak to the HR professionals out there, what would you say about PIHRA that they should know about?
What should they know about? Well, we talked about our different locations and the different offerings that we have as far as continuing education, whether or not you're looking for recertification. Because California employment laws change every year. They change more than the federal government. They change more than the seasons.
Right.
So you just have to stay up to date. And that's why you should be attending some of our programs. I also think it's important for the HR professionals to join an organization. Now, we think that we provide a great networking opportunity and continuing education with our 16 locations. But if you don't join PIHRA, I'd really recommend find an organization that you can build a network and get the education to be more successful in your HR career.
Wayne Munyer and Rafael Rivera, ladies and gentlemen. Great stuff. Let's hear it from them. They're doing great work. All right. Oh yay, oh yay. T-Bird has a rhythm. Shout outs and follow backs are in order. Our first shout out goes to Jay Lewis of Lewis Events for stopping by and telling us about Club PIHRA. Next, a shout out to Wayne Termel from Great Web Meetings for chatting with us at ELCE 13. And last but not least, a shout out to Adam Trigg, Creative Director of Kaleo, for dropping by our booth and sharing cool info about their exciting startup. And finally, our continued thanks to ASTD, Training Magazine, eLearning Magazine, and Training Industry Magazine for their informative articles, press releases, and for being such good friends of the Learning Show. All right, all of you new Twitter followers, you guys are amazing. We'd like to shout out each of you by name, but there are too many of you for this broadcast. Now rest assured, we thank you profusely for following Trainovision, and we're gonna follow back. Oh, you know what's happening to you. The event roundup is here. Okay, and I can't help myself again. Gotta dance. Yeah. All right, save the date. Here's what's in store for the latest conferences and trade shows in this industry. October 23rd through the 25th, eLearning Guild's DevLearn 2013 Conference and Expo at the Aria Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. November 3rd through the 6th, Elliot Macy's Learning 2013 at Disney's Coronado Springs Convention Center in Orlando, Florida. And you know who's giving that keynote speech? None other than former Secretary of State Hillary Rodham Clinton. January 22nd through the 24th, ASTD 2014 Tech Knowledge at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. And February 3rd through 5th, Training 2014 Conference and Expo at the San Diego Convention Center in San Diego, California. Yes. All right. Well, you know what? That's it for me. I've had a fantastico time tonight. But the time it doth fly. And my jetpack is idling up on the roof, and I must jet off to parts unknown. So listen, folks, you don't want to miss the next show. And here's why. We've got the one and only Stedman Graham on the show. Yeah, that's right. You heard me correctly. Stedman Graham, everybody. I can barely wait myself. In fact, I think I might sit here until the next show. Make sure I get a good seat. All right. Of course I have to go. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, link up on LinkedIn. Thank you so much for watching. Stay smart and don't stop learning. Thank you.